Epstein interview. Wait.
Walk me through the whole thing.
Speeches.
It starts with a dinner. Just walk me through it.
It was boring.
You couldn't possibly think it was boring. It's bullshit.
It was boring.
You had to be stars in your eyes.
No.
Did you fly over privately?
Yes, but it wasn't my plane.
So it didn't count?
No.
Jesus.
You fly over.
Yes.
And
it was
who were the first? Like when you first met those leaders, you had to be wowed.
No.
You're 10 years out of Coney Island.
No, I'm not wowed by people of position.
It doesn't count.
I'm wowed by people of great ideas. And I don't care if it's the bus driver. I don't care if it's the student I had who has teeth coming out in every direction.
Well, these guys have to have great ideas. They're the leaders of the 3 great continents of the world: North America, Europe, and Japan.
No, many of these world leaders become world leaders because they're popular and they were able to get votes, or they were able to convince people to vote for them. I learned later. Many of them were just good at what they did in terms of politics. Remember, world leaders are politicians in general. They're not scientists, they're not intellectuals, they're not great thinkers, they're great politicians.
At the first Trilateral Commission meeting that you remember,
he's right.
Tokyo,
yeah, he is.
Sometime in the early '90s. Do you remember what were the big issues of the day that they were talking about?
Yeah, in fact, it was funny because they were talking about inflation, and they were worried that what would happen. How do you control inflation?
Right, motion, influence, control.
As a mathematician,
popularity.
I didn't understand the concept. I don't understand the concept today. How's that possible? Well, when you talk about most things to do with money, money is meant to be local. It's U.S. dollars. Then I understand what it means.
We're going to go to
if
40
inflation means my dollar today inflates, and it doesn't buy as much as it did a couple of years ago. Financial crisis, like you'd blame someone for giving your father most people. And it's easy to blame people for the financial crisis, like you'd blame someone for giving your father the drink before he had his heart attack. But what really happened, the real enemy of the finance system was Bill Clinton. And if you ask me what and who caused the financial crisis, I would tell you it was Bill Clinton.
Man.
Because of what Bob Rubin he did to deregulate the financial system?
No.
Wow.
Because as of the last time we had our 60-minute interview, you talked to me about home ownership. And you asked me whether everyone should own a home. And I told you no, it's too risky.
So the financial collapse of 2008 is because of hardworking African Americans, Hispanics, and whites who wanted to have a ownership stake in the society that all rests on their shoulders. They're the culprits.
No, not at all.
Okay, then
I didn't say they were the culprits. I was pretty clear it was Bill Clinton.
Okay.
And why was it Bill Clinton? Because Bill Clinton wanted to get votes from those people. And he sold them the idea that instead of renting in a house, and historically the values of houses have gone up, and he said, you guys in these local communities who haven't been able to afford a house before, I'm going to show you a way. I'm going to give you a way because I'm sure I'll get your vote.
Oh my.
That you can own a house.
Bro.
Because I want your vote. So what we're going to do is I'm going to let you buy a house, Mr. Bannon, when you really, you're right on the border, maybe, or not even on the border. Your credit is not good.
Yeah.
Okay? Let's be honest. And it's not my fault. It's
5
not
minutes how he was
Bill
recruited?
Clinton's
Okay,
fault.
all right, after
but
this.
Whatever happens, at the moment your credit score or whatever it is, your credit's not good. Now, normally, you come to me and want to borrow money, I'm a bank, and I say, I'm sorry, Mr. Bannon, I can't lend you money because your credit score is not up to where it needs to be. Hopefully, if you work harder and clean up some of your problems, it will be. But no, what I say to you is, I'm going to figure out a way to lend you, not give you.
He's right about this. He's talking about subprime mortgage loans. He's right. Like, yeah, I mean, this is it. Holy shit.
I'm going to lend you money anyway. though you don't have a good credit score. And don't worry, I'm going to get rid of the term that you don't have bad credit. Bad credit sounds pejorative. You don't want to be a person.
Sounds judgmental.
Yes, sounds judgmental.
Of course.
So what we're going to do is we're going to call your credit situation subprime. Oh, nobody knows what that means. Subprime. That means prime is good credit. Subprime is not good credit, less than good credit. So we'll call it something that people really won't follow. And we'll tell you what, we're going to have people lend you money though you are a subprime borrower.
Dude's smart.
And I will figure out some government agencies to guarantee your loan, though I don't think you're a good risk. So the banks say, no, no, no. We don't want, initially, the banks said, sorry, this is too risky, Mr. President, for us. We're in the business of managing risk. It's not our money. It's the hard-working people's money sitting in our bank.
Right.
We can't lend to people whose credit is not prime.
Sure.
You're asking us to lend to people who are subprime. And he says, here's the key, if you don't, Mr. Bannon, I'm going to make sure the Justice Department charges you with discriminatory lending because you refuse to lend to
black
my
people.
subprimers. In business terms, you should never lend to. But what we'll do is I'm going to form an agency called Fannie Mae and Ginnie Mae, just another agency names. They'll guarantee your loan. So don't worry.
I feel so vindicated right now. This is crazy. Holy fuck.
Don't worry. You don't have to pay it back anymore. Even though maybe you don't even have to work as hard anymore. That's probably a harsh statement, but these players, these two big
Can you summarize
firms,
this? Yeah, basically what he's doing is he's saying that Bill Clinton and the people that were in charge made a system where basically you would give money to people who you shouldn't give money to, but if you don't give money to those people because there's a correlation with ethnic different groups, like for example, black people or Hispanics, that then they can create a punishment for basically saying that, oh, well, because you're not giving money to these different large groups of ethnic minorities, that now it's because you're being discriminatory rather than the fact that you're just exercising discretion based off of like basically investment tables. So, and then also it's by keeping those people, like, remember what I said before about how it's like keeping them on the clock, right? Always making sure that those people aren't able to ever, you know, like kind of like get outside of the money that they're continually having to pay.
Fannie Mae will guarantee
to make
the
them
fact
rely
that
on
bank
the system and continually
will
fucking
receive its
vote
money.
for the same people.
Now, the bank says, wow,
Yep.
best deal in history. I refused to lend to Mr. Bannon, but now he has the big brother, his Uncle Sam. He went to his Uncle Sam, and Uncle Sam says, I'm guaranteeing it. The bank says, I want everybody. Give me as many people as you can give me. Because Uncle Sam is the best credit in the world. Not only it's the United States government. We'll take it all. We'll take as much subprime as we can handle because it's the best investment for the moment. It's a strange investment because it has politics.
The YouTube videos no longer up anymore?
Inserted its way into the numbers. Politics doesn't belong in the markets.
Oh, it's here.
But now we're going to have, I want the votes. We'll make guarantees that you who can't get a house normally will be able to get a house from the bank. The bank says, this is the best deal in history. We will package 100, 300, 1,000 of you subprimers, and we'll sell it off to somebody else. And the whole system becomes mired in subprime mortgages.
Man.
Becomes the
What
issue.
do you mean mired? There's just too much supply. It's a supply-demand problem. You get too much supply.
No, it's a very good question.
Subprimers like a slur?
What does too much supply mean? Well, then you get to people, go back to your first question to me.
The financial crisis.
Government leaders. Government leaders if they're good, and they can do mathematics, they can balance their checkbooks. So certain people in Congress said, well, how do you value these subprime mortgages? The banks say we've been valuing them the same way we've always valued them for the past 20 years. The accounting.
This is like listening to a dev explain how they designed the game. You know, like it's like listening to, yeah. It's like a dev interview.
Firms, there's something in this country called GAAP accounting, which is a standard type of accounting.
Generally accepted accounting principles.
And we account for them the same way we've always accounted for them. If we paid $1,000 for your mortgage last night,
Yes.
when we put it on our books today, we're going to say its value is $1,000.
Right.
Makes sense. I paid for it. What's its value?
Like Blizzard, yeah.
It's $1,000. That's what I paid for it last night. No. The Congress people said, that's not really a good answer, you know. Mm-hmm. That doesn't give us confidence that you know what you're doing. Because what happens if you have to sell it tomorrow morning?
Uh-huh. This is
there's
explained in the movie The Big
something's
Short.
happened and you have to sell it. Remember those kinds of stress tests?
Mm-hmm.
Would you be able to value it at what you paid for it the day before? And Wall Street says, that's not the way you can think about this. This is crazy.
Yeah.
We always value things at the cost from the day before.
I can't wait. I'm listening to an accounting
And
lecture
they
from
changed
this dude.
the accounting
When the
method.
dev speaks, you listen.
In essence, to say not what it was
That's
worth
crazy.
yesterday, but if I have to sell, what would it be worth?
Yeah.
That's impossible. So what happens is every bank now has to value something they bought yesterday at lower than they paid.
Architect, yeah.
Never before in 20 years did they have to do this. So something they bought at 1,000 on their books was 1,000 is now
I'm going to be honest. The more I watch this, the more I'm not sure if he's dead.
990.
Yeah.
That starts to. You asked the question about what did I start to think about.
I don't know.
Something's 1,000 and 990. This person now has to value it at 980.
When did you first start to get nervous, understanding Bill Clinton in all this? Did you change glasses?
Yes.
Okay.
I changed shirt.
I saw the black.
It's a weird guy, bro. He changed his shirt in the middle of the interview.
Are you okay with the?
Yeah, great. I think we're gonna have all kinds of changes. to this.
I'm experimenting. Okay.
When did you get a feeling? Did you ever anticipate before it happened something like 2008 could happen?
No.
He body swapped?
How could that be?
It's the word I'm going to beat it to death. Is that it's very much like would I anticipate I'll have a heart attack tomorrow? Unlikely.
Was 2008 a heart attack or a stroke? Debilitating.
Oh.
It's a better. I don't. It was both. But why was it both? Because in fact, as I said, the blood was getting dried up in the system, and the head, which is sort of the central bank, wasn't working.
Jesus.
So to some extent, it was a combination. It was just a crisis.
Did you see that building up over time?
Jesus.
It's always been lurking in the background. I mean, if you have an older parent.
Search
Would you
Epstein
say
alive?
It's possible? Did you anticipate him
Guys.
having a heart attack today? No, you hope things are going to go better and maybe they'll fix it up. The
time
system was
travel-
getting
yeah.
too complex, and it wasn't based on derivatives because what people keep forgetting, and as I was just explaining, Wall Street
Man.
and in many professions, including Wall Street makes it sound complicated. They don't want the little guy to understand what they do because they make so much money.
Yeah,
and they don't
true.
do very much. So they couch it in words like derivative and stock options and commodity futures and different types of contracts. It's all everyone is capable of understanding it. It is not complicated. But Wall Street, because they make so much money from doing fairly simple things, needs to make it more complicated than it really is.
We had a very big recession in the early 90s. based upon real estate and Japan.
Dude, it's just like I enjoyed living in ignorance more. Yeah, he just, what the fuck, man? Like, I don't even know what to say. Oh my God. We're gonna move around a little bit more in a couple of minutes, okay?
And basically imploding.
Let's again.
Okay.
You had a recession in the 90s. I don't know what it's based upon. It's always interesting to look back and say, separate from there's certain triggers, like there, in the 70s there was a...
What do you think it was based upon, the 90s downturn? It's clearly there was a huge downturn.
No, I know there was a downturn. That's what I know for sure. I don't...
That's a fact.
That's all. Everything else is sort of speculation about why did he have that?
I understand that, but there's some speculation that has 0% probability of being true, and there's others that have 90%. In the range, when you look at the range of alternatives of what could have caused it in 90, and what I'm trying to do is get you all the way up to 2008.
This is insane.
Look, you're the smartest guy in the room, right? You know that. Do you think there's anybody in the world today?
Oops, this is going to be a bad question.
No, but do you think anybody in the world today, the Alan Greenspans, the Bernankes, is there any central banker you know, any partner of any Wall Street firm, any guy running a trading desk, and I would take it that would be, or anybody at a Larry Fink at BlackRock, Steve Schwartzman at Blackstone, the top 100 financial guys, and let's throw in a couple of Nobel economists, and let's throw in the best professors at Wharton, at Harvard, at Stanford. Do you think that there's anybody that understands money or understands the world's financial system as good as you?
There must be.
But it doesn't come to the top of the head.
No.
Okay, fine.
Wow. Holy shit. Bro, what the fuck? Oh my fucking God. Look at his face.
Now that I've gotten that, let's go back to 1990. In that arc from the fall of the Berlin Wall to 2008.
Good.
We started with the implosion in Tokyo of the Japanese economy, Japanese financial markets. We had the huge run up in internet stocks, right? We had the implosion of that in 2000. The bankruptcy of Drexel Burnham in 90. Implosion of Japan, huge run up in equity markets for the internet, implosion of the internet in 2000, 10 years later roughly. And then this run up through the Iraq War and all that, the run up to 2008. Every 10 years it seems like we're in some sort of 10 years before the 1990s was the 70s.
You sound like an astrologer.
Okay.
And not a financial person.
You're supposed to be a mathematician. It just seems to me a pattern of every 10 years.
That's misleading. That's exactly right. Because people like to see patterns. People like to see patterns where there are none.
So a pattern of a financial crisis every 10 years is just in my mind.
Yes.
Long-term capital.
Jesus, he just says it. Oh my God. This is nuts. What the fuck is this? Yeah. Emperor Palpatine? No, I was actually thinking about that, right? This is more like Darth Plagueis. And then what followed after Darth Plagueis is Palpatine, who took over the government. Who is that?
At long-term capital, they had to be bailed out back in the late 90s when everybody panicked. And that wasn't a big, that bailout today would look small.
How about that,
$5 billion or was $30 billion. It was,
businesses fail all the time.
But they long-term capital, and the Federal Reserve stepped in.
But I'm saying people go bad. Things go bad all the time.
Yes, the local, you're correct. The audience that's watching this, the little guys, they go bankrupt all the time and nobody gives a shit. You know why? They're a little guy. But when long-term capital management goes bankrupt, or Bear Stearns goes bankrupt, or Lehman Brothers goes bankrupt, people care because
it's an unfair characterization.
Why do you say that?
Because again, it's the complexity of the situation. If you think about Think you have a complex system. You have your body. Now, in fact, the little guy is my finger. This is...
And Bear Stearns is your heart.
That's correct. The banking system is my heart. The system, I can't risk my because remember,
Okay,
it's not
so
only my...
You haven't been able to name
Hang
another...
on.
You haven't...
What,
hang on. No, hang on. You
I was trying to hang... I wanted to see if the hang on worked.
No,
It
you
didn't
haven't
work.
been able... You're not good enough yet. You're like junior wizard trying to do it. You haven't...
Yes.
I'll say, since we can't name another guy that's as good as you, there may be a couple out there. You're not bragging. You're humble.
Dude, this is... Oh my God. Who is this? This is insane. Really, this is nuts.
It had to be sometime. Please tell me there was some time before you went to jail and basically got cut off from daily information in the summer of 2008.
The most humble.
That
Yes,
you started
clearly.
to get very nervous that this
Don't leave. The
complex
video
system,
was
that
taken
something was
down.
deeply
No, it
wrong.
wasn't. I'll try it again.
Okay,
Copy.
first, let's go back.
Paste.
When I say no one understands the system better than I
See?
do, it doesn't mean I
You always
understand.
sound like a doctor. You're afraid he's going to get sued for giving a thing.
Yes,
you're not,
no.
gonna, you're
No,
not
no,
taking
no.
on any liability. There's
Yeah.
no contingent
Yes.
liability here for
Yeah,
your
no,
answers.
no. But the word understand is the problem.
Okay.
I don't understand the system. So I don't understand the financial
Will you
system.
please stop? You cannot sit here and
Man.
tell me.
No.
What we just went through, I'll go through again. The
It's
hedge fund
region locked?
managers, the money
Really?
managers, the central bankers, the commercial bankers, the heads of the investment banks, the heads of all the trading desks, the top economists, and I'll throw in the business school lecturers at Stanford. Of all the top 200, 250, you can't name at the top of your head the guys are at least at your level. You have to understand it somewhat.
No. Sorry. We all don't understand it.
Man,
No one understands it. It's a miracle.
Jesus
It's
Christ.
that's part of the problem. It's impossible
Wow.
to understand. That word understand simply means if this happens here, that will
you
happen.
share the video. Yeah, this is nuts. Let me go back. I'm going to find the other ones too. So apparently he talks about the Illuminati.
Like it was yesterday, one of the headlines in Time magazine said, "David, please fire yourself." So he thought that there was a world that existed that would be a combination of both politics and business and leadership. What do I mean? He formed something called the Trilateral Commission. The Trilateral Commission is some spooky stuff. People said it was something, the Illuminati, there's some mystery
No way. Oh my God.
about it, people that ran the world.
Actually said it.
It was politicians, but David said most countries, the politicians get elected for 4 years or 8 years, separate from the royal families in England or in the Middle East. Someone's there for 4 years and then they're not there anymore.
Yeah.
The most important people to have stability and consistency would be businessmen. So he formed this trilateral commission of businessmen and politicians from three.
He's literally talking about how they made the fucking, basically the Illuminati. This is, so you literally have, so remember what I said? This is like a dev video? What the fuck? It's literally just a dev video. Alex Jones was right about everything. Oh my God. He's showing the source code? He is. I just, wow.
Major continents. So it was the North Americans, the Europeans, and the Asians. So he said to me, would you like to be on the
McAfee?
Trilateral
Yeah.
Commission? No.
As I said, bro, I talked to McAfee once. It was probably the most starstruck I'd ever been. Like, whenever I like, because like I was gonna try and get him to join Trainwreck's podcast. But whenever I talked to him, I was like, what the fuck?
I was 30 years old, 32 years old. I said, great. And he said, well, you have to fill out this application so they have your bio. And I looked at the list of people, and it was Bill Clinton, former president of the United States, Paul Volcker, every great leader in America, the Asians, the Japanese, and with a very long description of their history. And they asked me to fill in what I would like to have written. And I wrote Jeffrey Epstein, comma, just a good kid.
So he's just there with everybody else on this commission with everybody. Yeah, we already saw this part. Just a minute.
Derivatives were not a fundamental, derivatives are not a fundamental cause of anything.
Was it Sunday or Monday? I take it was Monday morning when you made your 2 collect calls and you're talking to Bear Stearns on one hand and Morgan Stanley on the other.
JP Morgan.
JP Morgan. That was Monday morning. Did you, Jeffrey, being one of the financial geniuses in the world, did you understand what Lehman Brothers going into bankruptcy, the domino effect, that by Thursday the financial system would be under such extremis that if it didn't have a $1 trillion cash infusion in the United States, it might collapse? Did you know that at the time? Did you view that at the time?
Yes.
You did?
Yeah.
Why?
Again, I don't want to bore you or the audience with the idea of it's a medical procedure, but you had system failures. So you'd recognize that if I said to you, did you realize when your father was on the ground and he was clutching his chest and he couldn't breathe, it was a bad situation.
He's full of shit. I mean, like, if this guy, the thing is that, I mean, this guy was like, it is astonishing to see how influential this random guy is. Really, I mean, it's insane. He's dropping lore. Yeah, I mean, this is nuts. He's a real life Sith Lord. Yeah, this guy's like a Sith Lord or something. Like, what the fuck? He's there, like, fucking. This is insane. Like, I don't even know how he's not full of shit. Yeah, that's what's nuts. At the end of the video, he talks about Satan. Oh no. Okay. He could be schizo ranting? Apparently not.
Could die. That's how I saw it.
Did you immediately think about the commercial paper market? I mean, the mechanical triggers that actually you had to blow through these circuit boards. Did you know the circuits? Did you understand the circuits, or did you have a concept of the circuits that were going to get blown through?
Yes, but only because of an analogy to a body. And in fact, from my telephones against the wall with my little metal wires, because the next day I talked to another person in Washington about the issues of what I thought was happening, and I made the same discussion about the...
They were at the Treasury Department?
Yes.
So he just makes a call to the Treasury Department.
In a 6x9 cell in...
The phones were outside the cell.
In Palm Beach County, California?
West Palm Beach, Florida.
West Palm Beach, Florida.
Wait, so he's in jail and he calls the Treasury from jail? I'll go 27 minutes after this.
Diet.
West Palm Beach, Florida. West Palm Beach, Florida. West Palm Beach, Florida. You're making a call to Washington, D.C. to talk to some deputy secretary of Treasury.
Someone in Treasury.
Right. Someone in Treasury.
Right.
And that does not, the night before you go to bed, it doesn't dawn on you at all. You never have a moment of self-reflection that, how did I end up on this metal cot when I should be at the center of things?
No, I had a telephone. So I've said, I can talk to, it makes no difference where I am. In fact, I'm still talking to the same person if I was at my home in Palm Beach. But I'm here in jail.
Home in Palm Beach.
I can dial my own phone.
That's bullshit. No, but you can also make 1,000 phone calls. Here you got to make one, and he's got to take.
Think how much better that was. I had to decide who was the right person to call. That was unusual for me, because I would have called 20 people.
And what was the advice you gave him?
I said, you have a sick patient, and it's very much like a sick patient in the emergency room. You can't think about it like your car. People in normal walks of life think about money and things as a machine. And unfortunately, so if your car breaks, cars are always easy to fix. My jets, my cars, if it breaks, I know it can be fixed because it simply follows the same pattern. If this part breaks, you replace the part and the thing works again. People and the financial system are not machines. They can't be fixed the same way. You can't simply take out the put some more juice into the commercial paper market, and that's like replacing the carburetor on the car. It's much more, I have a patient who can't breathe, has a stomach problem, can't see.
This is nuts. Chad, all calling to space right now should make you feel sick? No, absolutely not. I think this is a revealing thing. A lot of the people that have always been villains inside of, like, this is the issue that I think Marvel movies and, you know, TV shows have confused a lot of people into. A lot of the people that are the biggest villains in history are incredibly smart, extremely charismatic, and, like, ridiculously competent. Insanely competent. This entire idea that all the villains are like these big, you know, dumb, you know, the big dumb fat guy bully, you know, that you just beat him, you punch him in the face, and then, oh, we got him, and that's it. That's not how it works. It's not.
Bleeding at the same time. What do I do first? I have to think about it as a system. Where's the most logical
Dr.
place?
Doom?
What's the most dangerous place? If your heart stopped, we have to start your heart again. If in the equivalent to the money market, why do I have to start your heart again? I need to get your blood flowing. If your blood stops, you're dead. If liquidity, which is the equivalent of blood in the financial system, dries up.
Liquidity is basically cash, putting cash into the
Forget
system.
about what it is.
Okay.
Liquidity is liquidity. It allows the system, it's the blood of the system. You need to pump blood hard into the body of the economy to keep it flowing. And if you're, especially when you're worried about someone dying, you're not going to be worried about the niceties of, well, you got the shirt dirty and there was some damage. Pump in that blood, keep that heart
pumping. When you
talked
to the person in Treasury on Tuesday, the 16th, did you get a feeling as you were sitting in your 6x9 jail cell in West Palm Beach, Florida, that they were on top of things?
No, you can't. It's impossible to be on top of things. There's no such thing. It's, again, the doctor watching the patient die. You hopefully have some confidence that he's seen it before. He recognizes that there are some steps he has to take first before he bandages the guy's finger or worries about what shoes he has on. So you hope that the people in charge, your doctors who are working on the emergency patient, have enough experience and, frankly, judgment to try to keep the patient alive.
Did you think that they had those things, patience and judgment?
They had pretty good judgment, and you needed a lot of luck, just like in the dead patient. You need to. Hopefully you put that blood in and it's not too late. And you make some mistakes, but you have to know you're going to have to give it a shock.
In the run-up to the September crash.
This is all from jail. And this is him talking about being in jail.
How did you hear about what was going to happen to Lehman Brothers, and what did you immediately think when you heard they was going to be put into bankruptcy?
I'm glad you asked that question. I was in solitary confinement September 14th.
Now, how the fuck do you know about this?
Again, some of the public stories about the wonderful time I had in jail and my work release, which didn't come till months after. I'd been there since June in an 8x10 cell with a bed in the back, a 6-foot bed in the back, a chrome sink with a toilet attached to it, and a little piece of metal sticking out that was supposed to act as a table. Now, since I was in jail, there were no books. Why? There's no library.
Why not?
No library, but you're in jail.
Yeah, why?
No, I was in jail, not prison. So in jail, I was in a place what's called the Special Housing Unit.
We saw this before. Let me get to the other part too. Okay, there's one more. There are two more.
Dog with a bone in this thing.
Yes.
You can't There's something deeply fucked up with you.
At least something.
What we know.
Wait, what?
Yes, you get 2 cleaners. I was a trustee in the jail because I was able to teach some of the kids to help them get their GED. So that's how they gave me a trustee job.
There's no time. I got to go back to this because
Oh
I'm
God.
like a dog with a bone in this thing.
Yes.
You can't. There's something deeply fucked up with you.
At least something.
Well, we know there are things deeply fucked up with this. You will get through in this film,
Right.
but you cannot possibly have sit there, knowing that you came from nowhere, knowing that you went to the very top of what is considered outside of science and maybe physics, the thing people most admire because it's like alchemy, understanding high finance.
Uh-huh.
To sit there in what will be the defining financial crisis of our time, like Black Friday or Black
Yes.
Monday, whatever
Uh-huh.
it was in the Great Depression, and be there at that exact moment, triggered in part by a firm that you used to be a partner in and knew intimately well, and it created much of your initial net worth because of, and know that you couldn't, someone who lives on a phone, right?
Yes.
Because you do live on a phone, right?
Yeah, sure.
You had to make just 2 collect calls. You cannot tell me sometime during that day you did not have that conversation with yourself of how the fuck did I do this to myself to put myself in West Palm
That's a good
Beach in a
question.
6x9 cell with a metal fucking bed with a brown
Yeah,
shirt
true.
that said trustee spelled wrong.
So did I find it amazing that I was there? That's a
Not
better-
amazing, and I don't want to say it's not
Nope.
funny. Oh, I thought
It was- I wasn't funny.
Right.
But
Not
I-
amazing.
no, it was incredible.
Incredible in what way?
This-
Incredible like how do I do this to myself?
No. It's as incredible as me sitting here in this house. They're both just 2 sides of the coin. That's how I think about it. That my life today is incredible.
Do you consider yourself a stoic?
No. I consider myself a hermit. Stoics are not very happy.
Being a hermit then,
What?
being in that 6x9 cell, being in the cell, qua the cell was not the problem, right?
What?
Correct.
What was the problem?
Eating the almond joy bars.
Because you couldn't eat the food.
No, right.
Dude, this
And but remember, my life is.
Did that ever strike you that I can't
Oh my
eat the
God.
food because somebody might have done something to it? I gotta live off an almond joy bar, 1 a day or 2 a day or whatever. How many ever sneak in a day?
No sneaking in.
Your 1 almond joy bar, it did not hit you at some time? How the fuck did I do this?
No.
Let's go back to the spring of 2008. Were you so wrapped up?
What the fuck? I very devilish? Yes. Holy shit, man. What the fuck? Dude lived off 1 almond joy bar a day? Like, I don't know. What the, like, understandably, bro, scares me. Yeah, what the fuck is this? I never listened to him talk before. Yeah, I've never heard Jeffrey Epstein ever in an interview or talk or anything like that. Interview is cracking as one of the, as he's the one asking the questions. Oh, this is Steve Bannon interviewing him. He time traveled. Do you have the phone number of the Treasury Department? No, I don't have the Treasury Department phone number. Sorry, guys. The interview is seriously fascinating. Yeah, it's insane. Like, I don't even know what to say. You know he's a compulsive liar? No way he lies. No, wait, what? You think Jeffrey Epstein's a liar? How could you say that about him? What do you mean? No way.
Your personal issues at the time, you were not spending enough time on the financial markets, or were you deeply involved in the financial markets like you normally were?
No, I was involved.
So we're saying that the smartest guy in the room didn't see it coming.
No, of course
The
not.
bankruptcy of Bear Stearns, you just thought was a Bear Stearns problem. You didn't see it as systemic.
I know you keep harping on it, but it's not...
Because you're a mathematician and understands systems.
I
It seems that anybody that understands that they had a systemic problem, you at least be the first on the early search radar.
He called the Treasury?
If you're not going to see it, then I'm really afraid. Because that means that I always assume there's at least a set of guys out there that have some sort of sense that something's not right.
Imagine the guy who has a stroke or had the heart attack. When you ask him, did you feel funny the day before?
Probably no.
He's going to tell you, yeah, I didn't feel right. Something was
maybe.
off. I didn't feel right.
I thought he wouldn't, actually.
My stomach
I thought it
was
should
right. I
happen out
felt
of
a little
nowhere.
dizzy. I felt a little weak. But if you asked him that day before, do you think you're going to have a heart attack tomorrow? He'd say, no, I just feel a little weak. I'm a little dizzy. My stomach hurts. So these systems, and that's the issue of complexity. What complexity says is that, in fact, everything seems to go along, and people have seen it. One of the great examples of complex systems is sand dunes. In fact, the sand keeps building up. People have seen some, and all of a sudden, one more sand drop, and all the sand starts running down the hills.
Yeah.
That's the way I see the financial markets.
But you funded Santa Fe in the early 90s or late 80s?
Jesus, man. Like, this is nuts. Like, dude's a master manipulator? Yeah. Like, I just, like, wow. The fuck? Well, I press him on it? No one in the government stopped the crash? Yeah, I guess not. What the fuck, man? I need a link? Yeah, I'll link it. This is the last
You had about...
Apparently he talks about Satan.
Science and Newtonian physics and everything that we can measure is really not going to be the way we go forward. It's going to be much more esoteric, emotional intelligence thing. Was that your moment of clarity?
I wish it was, because it would make such a great story for this interview, but it's not. It's the fact that I lead such a privileged life to come across
But when did you? If it didn't happen then, when did it? Or did it happen before?
I was going to hopefully get to the.
Okay.
I'm in a privileged position to have some of the world's smartest people come to my house and tell me what they think about different subjects, and I finally realized that the thing that they had most in common was there was this area, no matter how smart they were, that when I asked them the questions, they said they'd have to resort to a 500 or 1,000-year-old response to that question, which was, I don't know.
You know who else found that out? Socrates. That's what Socrates kept doing, right? Socrates kept asking all the experts. He would go through, question after question after question, and realize at the end
Socrates.
They didn't really know.
Wow.
They really didn't basically understand what they were talking about.
And one of the things that people won't enjoy, it turns out that potentially one of the bad things to teach children is how to write.
That's crazy. Wow. Oh, wow. Uh-huh.
So it's writing, reading, and arithmetic was supposed to be, everyone's supposed to be taught. But writing forces you into a very narrow channel of thinking. You have to write in a certain form, in a certain way, in a certain linear pattern. So your thinking becomes somewhat narrow. The reason I brought up writing is one of the recent discoveries of mine with respect to Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle, is they never wrote anything. They spoke, and people around who could write wrote. Socrates could think. So that was...
Jesus of Nazareth was the same.
I wish I had watched this when I was 7. I would have just shown it to my mom. See, Mom, I told you I don't have to write. Look at him. See? This guy's like a millionaire.
Right? Never wrote anything.
I thought he was a carpenter.
He was a carpenter.
Didn't he need like a little carpenter's tonight? I don't want to get that.
But at least his written record.
Right.
One last thing.
Sure. Thank you for having me to your house. Vegetable juice.
Let's go back.
Look what vegetable juice does.
When did the beginning of that? Was there any one aha moment in all these great thinkers? Did it happen before 2008? Was it after? That came up over, I know, many years, but when did you actually realize, hey, something new's got to be developed?
Yeah, that's great. Is that because
Well,
again,
absolutely.
I'm privileged enough to have people around me who've given lots of philanthropic gifts to institutions of higher learning, and when I said the impact, how do you judge the impact of your giving? And we sat down and said, no really new ideas have come out. And I realized that, of course, it hasn't come out because we've been looking at using science and mathematics, and it's the wrong tool. It's obvious.
Are we about to go into the next dimension here? Oh boy. Oh boy. Here we go.
Institutions that are set up and try to put forward knowledge and understanding and truth, should they take your money?
Derek Bach at Harvard said, taking money for good causes is a good thing.
So if Hitler took all the gold out of the teeth of the Jews, and
Give me a minute. Okay. All right. Yeah, we gotta give a minute for this one. So, taking the gold teeth out of Jews. Hitler taking the gold teeth out of Jews.
said, I want to give this to Heidelberg University to fund the Leibniz chairs,
Anyway,
so that I can
right
study
back at it.
high energy physics. Derek Bach would say that was fine.
Again, it's these questions are questions where good people on both sides, like your Charlottesville, could differ. I don't know the answer to these questions.
So tell us the two. Give us the two answers. What the one answer why it shouldn't be, and then the one answer. Derek Bach says, I'll essentially take cash from anybody because I got so many projects, so many good guys, and this is the way I'll do it. So I'm indifferent to where the cash comes from. Money's money, and if I got good guys, I'm the fiduciary. Says these are good people and this is good research. Okay, I'll take the cash from any source, including you.
Oh,
what's the other?
Voldemort.
Let me give you that. I know in my case,
Is your money dirty money?
If you live,
I just asked a question. Is your money dirty money?
No, it's not. So, in fact,
why is it not dirty money?
Because I earned it,
But you earned it.
I earned it legally.
We went back to this before. You earned it. You earned it advising the worst people in the world, right?
Oh my God.
That do enormous bad things.
Yeah.
And just to make more money.
So, instead of asking me the question, should you take the money? Because I think it's a legitimate question.
Do you think it's a legitimate question?
Yes, no
Why?
question. Because I think about, ethics is always a complicated subject, but I can tell you that with the money I gave to help try to eradicate polio in Pakistan and India, instead of asking me whether that money should be given to these children for vaccines, I think you might want to ask their mothers who received the vaccine, who know their child now won't get polio, and ask them if Epstein should have helped these people.
If we If we walked in, you're a mathematician. We walked into that clinic where they're giving that money out to these people that are in the most dire straits of poverty and sickness, and told them that the money was coming from a, what are you, class 3 sexual predator?
Tier 1.
Was tier 1?
No, tier 1. Oh, wow. Corrects him. Jesus Christ. Like, what is this? I don't even know what to say. He just said it. Oh my God.
One's the highest and worst?
No, I'm the
lowest?
I'm the lowest.
You're the lowest. Okay, tier 1, you're the lowest. But a criminal.
Yes.
That the money came from them. What percentage of people do you estimate? I understand you don't like probabilities. Do you estimate would say, I don't care, I want the money for my children?
95%.
I would say everyone said, I want the money for my children.
Did they know where the money came from?
I think if you
See,
told him, if I told him the devil,
100%.
the devil
himself.
the devil himself said, "I'm
Here we go.
going to exchange some dollars for your child's life."
Do you think you're the devil himself?
No, but I do have a good mirror.
It's
What?
a serious question. Do you think you're the devil himself?
I don't know. Why would you say that?
Because you have all the attributes. You're incredibly smart. You remember the devil is somebody
the devil
knows
smart?
The devil's brilliant. You read Milton's Paradise Lost.
No, the devil scares me.
Satan is at the number 1 or 2 archangel, and the reason he goes to hell and leads the rebellion is because he can't be the top guy. And his thing is, I'd rather reign in hell than serve in heaven.
I saw that in a movie once called American Dharma. I don't remember who said it. Okay, we have to go.
Okay, good. Okay, that was good.
I love how he doesn't even entertain the, these like metaphysical questions. He like just doesn't even give a shit about it. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Well, holy shit, man. Satan is a cherub, not an archangel. I thought he was an archangel. I thought so. And, yeah, I could be wrong. But, yeah, we have more high schools. Michigan allowing kids protest against ICE. Getting ridiculous. Probably who cares? I mean, let me read some of the comments. We got a Jeffrey Epstein interview before GTA 6. By the way, the interviewer is actually Steve Bannon, who was working on Epstein's media trainer at the time. Never thought I'd listen to Jeffrey Epstein ASMR videos. Wow. Absolute. We're not going to use that one. That's a high level one. A lot of people don't use this one. And this interview is coordinated by Bannon to redeem his public image, yet he makes no attempt to even fake any sense of accountability for his crimes. Wow. And, yep, pseudo-intellectual drivel and arrogance obfuscating the groceries of their lack of humanity. These people are revolting. Amazing how you can instantly tell how much of a puppet Epstein really was within a couple of minutes of long-form speaking. I don't know about that. You never see footage of this guy. This is pretty rare. Yes. Holy fucking shit. Wow. Well, there it is. The groceries. I don't know about that with groceries. What do you mean, lack of groceries? Is that what I said? I'll link you guys the interview. So why are we supporting this government at all again? Well, I mean, like, what else are you going to do? Like, there's the video right there. That's what it was. You want to watch the whole thing. And, wow. You see the one where he chases small children on X? I did see that, actually. I did. It was a video. It had kids in it, so I chose not to show it. And that's the reason why. 100% this video is getting removed? Yeah, I would say so. And do you think Epstein's dead after watching this interview? I think that it's much less likely that Epstein is dead. But I do think it's like, I mean, it's going from like 98 to 97%. I think he's dead. But like at the same time, I mean, this guy was so influential. He had so much power. Everybody apparently knew this guy. He's making calls to the Treasury, you know, from a payphone in jail. Like it's really kind of insane whenever you think about it. And it's like, is this really somebody that just straight up just killed himself in jail? I mean, it's really hard to imagine that. It is. I mean, like, I guess things like that happen, but it's just really kind of surprising.